Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your yearly reading for 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your yearly reading for 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that, but here we are. Last year, it really flew by, but this year, 2025, is going to be wild and wonderful, but also a little bit chaotic and downright weird. And that's in terms of the world, of course. Let's tap into your energy personally just to see what is going on there for you. Now, I will shuffle the cards and take one card each month and then clarify just to see what's going on there. As I shuffle, I'll let you know all the planetary alignments that you can tap into in terms of energy to benefit you, and of course any global events I feel we need to pay close attention to as well. Also, I'm bringing back the competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on. So let's get straight to your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? 2025, can you please show them the way? What is going on for them in the year ahead? What do they need to be aware of or prepare for? Now, of course, 2025, it will be one of the biggest years of our lives to date. We can, of course, already feel globally that it will be a bit of a bumpy road ahead, but there are many incredible opportunities available to you personally, and it really does have so much potential. Now, Venus moved into the sign of Pisces at the very beginning of January, encouraging you to walk boldly into 2025 with an open heart, to romance your life more, add creative flair in all your endeavors, and aspire to the finer things in life. Follow your heart and fill it with joy. It's a perfect year to meet your soulmate if you're searching, or deepen your current relationship and, reignite that spark there. But when Mars, look at that energy, when Mars, because of course you are heavily affected by Mars and your cards just like burst out of the deck there. When Mars goes direct from late February, it's an all-out invitation to set your soul ablaze with wild spontaneity, adventure, whilst at the same time hitting your personal targets along the way. This year, it is also going to be a bit of an intense year, but for many reasons, it's actually a 9-year in numerology, which is the end of cycles. And that demands radical change. Now, of course, there's many aspects of a 9-year in numerology. It can indicate that people, humanity, come together for a greater cause. It can also indicate that there is an end of a cycle, for example. But ultimately, this is a new chapter, and a new chapter requires a new version of you, and that's exactly your approach to many things this year. Karmic cycles are coming to an end, of course. Also, a lot of major planets are hanging out in the sign of Pisces, or in your sign, my beautiful Aries. So this year, unfortunately, I kind of want to call it a clash of fire and water in terms of the elements. But because you are a fire element, it means you're really going to thrive, and there's so many opportunities available for you to be tapping into. Things will be heating up this year. So whether you've been good or bad, expect karma to come knocking on your door. 2025 is all about your personal journey. It's about discipline and self-mastery, reprogramming to move away from the past, from old hurts, generational toxicity or wounding, so that you can be set free and reignite that spark, that lust for life. Now, Jupiter plays a significant role here too this year. It wants to reward you for all your hard work over the last couple of years, and it will be a fair exchange based on your karmic debt. Now, this energy, it plays an important role for you personally, because anything that you're passionately creating will leave a legacy. All you dedicate yourself to really dials up the level of success. There's a lot of good luck for you to tap into this year. However, 2025, it is the precipice of change year, especially on a global scale. And with Saturn and Neptune close to 0 degrees in your sign, my beautiful Aries, which has never happened in recorded history. A new era is birthing something radical. So you may feel this urge to do something new, bold, daring, and completely and radically change your life in some way. Maybe a really lofty goal that you want to tap into. You're being given the go-ahead to really explore your options this year. But, in terms of world events, you may see drastic changes in infrastructure or industries that you work in or rely on. We'll see a lot of CEOs or figureheads of governing institutions stepping down this year as well. And I did mention this a couple of months ago in one of my forecasts. And, of course, it's already started to happen. This is just a change of face. However, the old guard still remains in charge, if you know what I mean. But for now, there's going to be a change there too. Now, Saturn and Neptune have been conjunct before, of course, but never at 0 degrees in your sign, which will move to be direct in 2026. And this is a pretty big deal. This conjunction has collapsed empires in the past. But at 0 degrees Aries, this is new. So it could be a fiery clash to topple old structures, rules, establishments, or traditional ways of doing things suddenly and radically change. Anything that's just not working anymore, it's time to, radically change it for the better. For example, a most notable Saturn-Neptune conjunction saw the Berlin Wall fall. You can actually Google, what other empires or their legacies collapsed during this type of conjunction, which may indicate what we might have in store on a global scale this year too. Now, on a personal level, this energy, it really works well for you. It helps you challenge yourself to try new approaches, maybe new technology or new ways of doing things. This is also the year of the wood snake in Chinese astrology, which overall is actually very auspicious. But remember, snakes can also be charmed. This is the year where things get exposed. Pluto works extra hard to help you increase your intuition, but also see beyond the motives of whoever is playing the pipe, or indeed whoever is paying the piper, if you know what I mean. This is a time where the world is shedding its metaphorical skin. That's why you're seeing so many exposés. Pluto started making moves last year, and it's just ramping up the pace, really, for the next couple of years. And, in terms of your personal energy, because, of course, things are shifting, especially in terms of physical landscapes, you personally may actually be on a quest for newness this year. But the Earth itself is also shifting, and we'll see more seismic activity, even in areas not prone to it. Large volcanic activity will increase, as well as the potential for water-related events. Now, areas I'm drawn to in particular, please fast forward this part if you really don't want to hear it. Some people don't. Just wait until I get to all the cards. But I'm drawn to the Pacific Plate. Specifically an underwater volcano I keep seeing in images, as well as the Nevado de la Ruiz and St. Helens. And a hotspot area will be along the Ring of Fire and the African plate. Now, also, Indonesia and Turkey will see an increase in activity as well, but this one is an obvious one. You probably don't need me to tell you about that one because, they do have a lot of activity, but there will be more this year as well. And we'll see a gradual increase in solar flares affecting power grids until we reach solar maximum in July. So I would say just keep a torch at hand, but this too shall pass. I wish I could also tell you that this crazy weather will calm down, but unfortunately, it will only increase. And we may even see a Category 6 added to the hurricane system. Again, I hope I'm wrong on that. But anyway, tangible assets, financial structures will also be revolutionized this year at some point. Economically, we may see a challenging year ahead globally, but in order to come through the other side positively, and it will be positively, I want you to be aware of that. It'll take some time, but we must go through. So this is a year about sustainability and self-sufficiency. And don't get me wrong, there's so much personal energy available to you for reward, prosperity, and there's a lot of good stuff to be had, but I feel the world is finding its way right now. And there's some birthing pains, as it were. So I feel we will see some challenges. Now, 2025, it will reveal revolutionary advancements in technology, especially in healthcare. So that's super positive. But also, just when you thought you could not be shocked any further, Neptune and Pluto gang up on well-known figures, especially those in the public eye that we see all the time, to expose those who are up to no good, especially the ones on our dime, if you know what I mean. So this year is about removing the layers to see below the surface. And we may not like what we see, but at the same time, we need to see it in order to transform it, okay? Now, also, this year, ultimately is about purifying. It's about detoxifying, getting back on track and being successful in all that you dedicate yourself to. And on a deeper note, the North Node forces us to look at what we've been accepting. And anything that's caused pain, sadness, or hardship, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, an environment, or even a lifestyle choice, maybe even food substances, whatever it is, it's a year to face it head on, but also with a smile in your heart, fully understanding what needs to change or what you need to walk away from. And in that very moment of empowerment, you realize that you are truly capable of transforming your life and transcending, and you live life without limitations, and you aspire to live your best life. You got 2 cards for December, so big month for you. We've got Volcano and we've also got Atoms. So this could be plans bubbling up, formulating new strategies, maybe even new landscapes. I feel for some of you, there could even be a move this year, whether it's a home move or a premises move if you're in a career, for example. Doesn't mean that you're leaving your job if you don't want to. It can mean that the location is actually changing, or you are offered an opportunity to branch out or be seconded somewhere else, maybe in a different part of the world. Perhaps you're just, exploring, because I get an energy of exploration from your whole reading for the year. Now, before I even start, I'm being shown an image in the water, and, I'm not really a Star Trek fan, okay? I mean, I've heard of it, I know about it, but what I'm seeing is, that sign? It's like live long and prosper, okay, is what I'm seeing there. So either this is relevant to you, but I feel this is probably how you're conducting your year. I'm being given it as a really positive energy sign of you kind of like focusing on the simplicity of life, building memories, focusing on your path, of course, and prosperity. So what else am I getting from that? I mean, this could be also that some of you are going to join a group that has like a special salute or perhaps a handshake. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to decode the energy. I can only give you what I see. I can't see anything more than that. It could also be, of course, if you think about Star Trek, they were on missions, right, to explore the outer regions of our Earth and our solar system. So it could be that you're coming out of your comfort zone. It could be that you're doing something that's completely like out of this world when it comes to your projects. It's a successful road ahead. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. My guys just said a successful road ahead. Break down the Star Trek. Break down the Star Trek. What does that mean? Okay, my guides are giving me Star, Trek, break it down. Star, of course, is about success, wishes being delivered. Trek is the path. It is the road that you're on. So it can be an inspired path. It could also be that, a wish shows up on your path. But I was given by my guides successful road ahead. So I feel that could be an indication that the path that you're on is going to be very rewarding, but also be open to exploration. Okay, so that's coming out there. For some of you, if you're a Trekkie fan, there could be something monumental this year announced in it, or there's just some reason I'm being given that. Okay, but I feel this is about peace and longevity. And let's get straight to your reading, because I'm just going to disconnect from that. It could be that in the next couple of weeks or months, or even over the year, you suddenly see reels or posters, or someone says it to you, and this is a measure of you about to receive good news or good luck. So if you see any of that, live long and prosper throughout the whole of the year of 2025. It is going to be followed by some good news or good luck. Okay, so let's get to your first card. We've got breathe. Okay, so you're relaxing into 2025. This is about taking a breath. Last year, it was fast paced. I feel you were overwhelmed, a lot of success, a lot of establishing yourself, but also I feel there was a lot to do. So this card can indicate life breath. Live long and prosper. So, life breath, this could be your mission, your sense of purpose, you're focused. I really feel like you're following your heart with this card. This can indicate not blind faith, but, the whisperings of your heart, knowing that you're going to be successful in your endeavors. Now, for some of you personally, this could be that you are focusing on your health, the heart being an organ. It could be that specifically you're focusing on heart health. So it could be, I don't see anything negative or wrong here, but it could be that you are focusing on food substances or exercise, being more physical or diet-related endeavors, or maybe even detoxifying this month in order to make sure that you protect your heart, or that you feel like you're on optimum health and energy levels, okay? Now also, it's number 27. So when you reduce that, 2 plus 7, of course, is 9. Hermit energy. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like withdrawing in order to focus. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there is a sociable element here, especially as you move through the middle to the end of January, and certainly in February there. I feel like you're getting out and about, you're trying new things, you're very sociable, new places, new faces, festivals, things like that. But this card can indicate that you're strategizing, you're following your heart, you're creating a plan, and you're in your feels, shall we say, in order to really connect to your passions in life. Now, of course, this card, it is about focusing on your breath. So some of you may actually be doing meditative classes, maybe mindfulness, maybe somatic classes, Pilates or yoga, somewhere where you can control your breath to really ground yourself. That's what this card literally means. So I feel it could be that you are also finding space to slow down. Even though you have a lot on your plate, you're focusing on your responsibilities and your tasks. I feel it's a very productive month for you, very creative month for you. But ultimately, I feel like you're finding your pace. Okay, you're taking a deep breath and you're like, okay, I'm ready for 2025. And I feel like you really are kind of moving towards a radical shift or change in your life in 2025. But I feel it's something that you're planning. It's something that you are following in terms of your path. A lot of you are trying to rediscover a part of yourself, trying to ground yourself, root yourself, or find that missing piece, or even kind of reconnect to a part of yourself that you feel that you've lost touch with over the years because you've been focusing on, doing life or being responsible. Things got pretty serious. So I feel like you're approaching, 2025 a little bit differently this year. And, I feel like you are in the rhythm, shall we say. Let's pull some cards on that, because I feel this is about being in the flow of life in general, getting back into things, really connecting to what brings you joy. I feel a lot of you, especially if you are currently out of work, it could be that, you're not just looking for a role that's going to serve a purpose. You're really tapping into where you want to be, how you want to grow in your field, shall we say. Some of you are also kind of like booking some sort of education or like classes, hobbies, things that excite you throughout the year, maybe even like festivals, music events, poetry, art, because the heart, whenever you've got a heart in a photo and it says life breath there, it can be that you are actually tapping into what brings you joy. So it could be like new pop-ups, for example, or it could be, how can I put that? It could be like you launching something that you have lovingly invested in. But ultimately, I feel there is an energy of you being grounded, super focused, and accelerating your progress on something throughout the year. Now, to clarify, this card, we have the Tower. Now, the Tower, especially in January, can mean restructure, okay? It can be that you're getting back on your targets. You've been feeling a bit stuck in 2024, or you felt like you hit a plateau, and it's time to come out of your comfort zone. I want you to be aware that for some of you, of course, the Tower, it doesn't have to be negative. Tower literally means surprise or an epiphany, a realization. It can indicate, that you had some signs that perhaps you need to transform or change some aspect of your life, and now you're setting intentions to do so. Could be that you're cutting something out, radically changing a lifestyle. Could be that you're radically changing a diet or an exercise routine or a sleeping pattern, maybe even your schedule, getting up earlier, for example. But the Tower can also indicate a shock. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. I will pull a card on it. For some of you, it could be that you've had some sort of shock and now you are restructuring your life in order to get back on target. Sometimes when we go through life and we get to a certain plateau, I always say the Tower is like a comfortable position. We build a life of luxury, or we build and aspire to a certain lifestyle, and we get into a flow, but that flow requires a routine or a repetitive cycle. And it can feel comfortable, but then suddenly we start to realize that, life is short. We got to go after what we want. And when we get to a certain level, a glass ceiling in a career, for example, you want more money, you need to smash through that glass ceiling. You need to do something radical, take a leap of faith, or restructure your working hours, or launch something new and daring and bold. So it can be something like that. But it can also be that, you're going where you feel your heart yearns, and that means coming out of a comfort zone. So, traditionally in the Rider-Waite Tarot, there are two figures that leap out of the Tower, okay? And here, there's two butterflies. So change is afoot in January, but I feel like you're listening to your heart in order to connect to the changes that you need to make. And some of you, if you had a shock in 2024, it could be that you're recalibrating, you're taking a breath, Okay, now because life breath is there, it could be that something took your breath away, or it could be that, something, kind of like pulled the carpet from underneath you, and you've had some news that you have to really recalibrate on. But I'm going to pull some cards on it, because also the major energy I'm getting from this card is that you could be doing some DIY at home, restructuring, renovating. Could be that you're decluttering, detoxifying. This card literally means that you're breaking down the usual in order to rebuild. So if you've fallen into a pattern of excess in December, for example, or you overspent, or you've been eating really rich foods, for example, it could be that now you need to break all that down in order to rebuild, because if you continue on that path, things could get critical. So I feel a lot of you are just reshaping your life, breaking down toxicity and sort of liberating yourself, because these butterflies, they are getting out of the tower. They are liberating themselves from something that had the potential to be negative. So I feel like you're really being positive this year. And, it could also be a realization, an epiphany. The lightning bolt hits the tower. The top of the tower actually represents the crown chakra. Something needs to change. And the lightning bolt, it basically represents higher frequencies in your life. And when you start to ascend and reach higher frequencies in your life, it can be that you are needing to break down anything that is not authentic or is not stable in your life, so that you can rebuild. Could be plans or projects you think, I've come so far on this. In order to transform it, I need to be radical. Or if perhaps, you feel that something isn't working, you need to ditch it and try something new. The tower can be a plot twist energy, but also it can represent that January is going to be a little bit fast-paced, and it could be a little bit of a chaotic energy or an upheaval. So it could be that you see things change in your neighborhood, or things change in your working environment, merges. For some of you, you may witness people being made redundant in this month. But looking at the energy, the next month you're celebrating, so I feel you're in a really good position, but you may actually have empathy for, someone that you hear has been made redundant. And for some of you, if being made redundant last year was the shock, it could be now you're tapping into your heart to see where you feel like you belong. You're rebuilding after this period. So let me just clarify. We've got the Page of Cups and we've got the Queen of Wands. This could literally mean love at first sight. Could be that if you're single, suddenly someone is very attracted to you, pays you attention, or gives you a compliment there, and there's an energy of being magnetized. Pages bring news, but also they represent a new love coming on in. So if you're single, January could be the month where, of course, there is a heart there. So I would say it's a good month for connecting to someone, whether it's in a group of people. Some of you are booking educational groups or hobbies, things to do in the community, for example, as well. But I really feel, this could be love at first sight. And for some of you, this is an offer or an opportunity that comes out of the blue, and you grab it with both hands. You don't even think about it, because you're in the state of magnetism, okay? This is an exciting card. It means that you're getting attention. It means that you're magnetizing opportunity towards you. You're living your passions. And in order to live your passions, sometimes we got to restructure. So the main energy I get from this actually is the tower is working with you, not against you. So I want you to be aware of that. For some of you, it could be that you hear about a friend who has been lucky on something, or perhaps that, a friend who has been out of a relationship for a long time suddenly falls in love or decides to reveal that they're seeing someone. You could also hear a secret being revealed in this month as well. Now, for some of you, not all of you, but I feel this is if you are someone who had maybe a health scare in 2024, it could be that you are restructuring and paying attention to your health. And, with the Queen of Wands there, you may be having a glow up and feel really vitalized in terms of energy, and be noticing some of the changes that you're making are benefiting you, and you're getting a lot of attention, but also I feel like you're paying attention as well there. Ultimately, these two cards are super positive. So I feel an opportunity or some sort of news that you are going to love that makes you feel really great about yourself. There's a happiness energy here. This is some sort of news that will come in the month of January. But also this card can be the catalyst for change, news that changes a direction for you. So it could be connected to your sense of purpose. I mean, it's a Page of Cups, which is connected to the heart space. So it could be you're following your bliss. And in order to do that, you're being bold and daring and confident, and you're choosing only to go where you feel truly happy. Because all those sunflowers, they represent, following the sun. And they only follow the sun throughout the day. So I feel this is about you really following your passions, leading in a creative manner. You're going to create a lot of soul connections. You could even meet a lot of new people in January. I see that especially if you're in business, this is a great month to network, for example, or have some sort of creative collaborations. You could be offered some sort of opportunity to collaborate, or there's a partnership there as well. But also I feel an energy of you looking good, feeling good. Aesthetically, you may be making additions to your wardrobe during this time, adding some sort of, flamboyant colors, for example, or changing the color of your hair. My readings are not about aesthetics, but this card can indicate aesthetics, paying attention to beauty routines, or, perhaps buying products where it just makes you feel great. I mean, there is a little black cat there, which always represents good luck. A lot of people, they think a black cat is unlucky, but actually every time I see a black cat, it's always super lucky. Okay, so I feel there could be some sort of surprise opportunity that comes your way that you've magnetized or worked really hard for. Okay. Now, in terms of money, I gotta be honest, a tower can indicate that some of you are looking at your account and thinking, okay, spent a little bit more than I thought I would, but with the Queen of Wands there, I feel like you are keeping a tight rein on your finances, and you are building in terms of, attracting more wealth. So I do feel that, your focus is to increase and transform your money this year. But as we move into February, we've got joy and music. So whatever happens in January, the whole of the month, I feel at the end of the month, you're celebrating something, and it's something you were dedicated to, okay? Now, February is a great month for being sociable. I also see that, if you're single and you're meeting someone in January, this is a great time to get to know them better, go out there and just get lost in each other. This, though, for everybody else, I feel there's an energy of fine-tuning your life, okay? I feel like you're creating plans, strategizing, following your heart, really tapping in to listen to the whisper of your heart in order to think about the year ahead. And, almost like, because I'm being given this energy of the pulse of the universe, and that came up in the January monthly reading for you. So I'm getting this energy of you tapping into the pulse of the universe for your year ahead, setting vibrational energy as your expectation. And I feel like you're fine-tuning things there, but also I feel like you just want to have fun, okay? I feel there's an energy of, some of you may literally start learning an instrument in this month, but also some of you may actually reconnect to an instrument that you haven't played for a long time in February, okay? So I get a sense here that you may be honing that, or just picking it up and really connecting to it. But this card, it literally means that you are following your passions, of course. It means that you are connected to your projects. I feel like a lot of you are actually using music to change your mood. So you may be having different playlists, of course, which is an obvious thing, but you may actually make additions to your playlist for, each endeavor. So if you're hitting the gym, for example, you've got power ballads on there, or some sort of like intense music to really fire you up to give it a good go in the gym. For some of you, it could be then you're using really soothing music in order to meditate or manifest. For some of you, it could be that, you're focusing on a project and you're submerging yourself in that creative endeavor, and it just helps you be inspired and, helps you access different parts of your brain in terms of your ideas. Now, a lot of you are launching an entrepreneurship this year, especially in January, because that Queen of Wands can indicate that you're being your own boss. And if you're already an entrepreneur, I see you being super creative in order to branch out and diversify. There could also be a work event that goes on in the month of February there. Of course, there's Valentine's Day in that month as well. So some of you could be romancing with your significant other. If you've just met someone by this point, I feel it's just getting to know each other, okay? The honeymoon period, as it were. But I feel a lot of couples in the month of February, there could be, some sort of romantic date night or a getaway during this time, but I see a lot of you, it may not be actually on Valentine's Day, because I'm getting this energy of like people ramp up the prices during that time. So it could be that you're deciding to do it either side. Okay, that's coming out there. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Okay, so I'm just going to clarify, this card. It's number 28. So when you reduce that, of course, 2 plus 8 is 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune energy. So I feel like you're turning your life around. I feel there is some good luck for you, but it feels there is good luck in the cusp period of January to February. So I would say expect the unexpected. I mean, there could be some shocking news that comes in, but I feel like you celebrate this, and you could celebrate it with your bestie or with someone who really has an affinity with you. It could be a sibling if you have one, or it could be someone who is close to you. I feel a celebration around there. We've got the sun. Yeah, it feels like a really strong month for you in the month of February. This is about having a lot of joy. It's about positivity. I mean, a lot of you kind of maybe in the in-between stages in January, like, well, how is 2025 going to be different? But you can feel the energy is different already. I feel like you're trying to be super positive, really lock in on your goals, be productive, and I really get a sense of discipline as well. But I feel a lot of your discipline, even though you're working really hard to create structure in your world, I feel like you're a little bit more disciplined as you start in like March. It's almost like your year, which is kind of the typical new year anyway, but your year really starts in March, April. So it's kind of like, this is when you get super serious about something, or there's the most reward as well for you. But I feel like you're being positive, kind of trying to get out there, have fun, go to events. I see a lot of invitations in February. So it could be like, people having a birthday or celebration, or there's a feast date that you'll celebrate there. But also I feel there's community. Okay, so it could be that you're getting more involved in the community. I feel like you're allowing yourself to shine. I also see that a lot of you, especially if you are a musician or you're creative, I feel like your work could be seen. Or, there could be some sort of creative partnership there. And this could be like getting a manager, or, a book deal, or perhaps like a record deal or something like that. If you're a performer, it could be an agent, or maybe a lucrative deal where you're seen. Maybe you're going to be, in the public eye in some way, the spotlight. But if you're in a career, and you're just getting back into the flow of things, it could be that there's an appraisal this month where it goes really well and you can see that you're on the right path towards some sort of opportunity here. Because I feel promotion vibes for a lot of you this year. I definitely see bonus vibes as well. So if you're in a company that can provide a bonus, I see a lot of you getting that in April. And I feel you could be told about it in March, but I feel April is when you secure the deal, or, it's a nice little nest egg there. But if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you have access to more money during this period, or you treat yourself. Maybe a dividend or something, or your acquisitions really start to flourish in the month of March. But because we're in February, it just feels like there's a positive energy. Spring has sprung in the northern hemisphere, of course. So it can be that, you're getting out and about a little bit more. Things are thawing out. Let's go and have a little bit more detail, because I feel this is a big month for clarity. I feel like you make a decision in this month, a big one as well. There's a lot of ambition. I feel like you're motivated. I feel like you're making progress. You're dedicating yourself to something, and you're committing for the long term until you reach victory. So I feel there's a lot of high energy going on there. Also, a lot of you, the things that you're implementing at the beginning of the year, whether they are like being in training, for example, either it's an educational training or a physical training of some sorts, I feel like you're at optimum best. Your energy levels are like sky high with the sun. Sun is all about energy, vitality, and I feel like there is a kind of vibrancy about you as well. We've got, and I'm only picking the uprights in the deck, we've got the High Priestess and we've got the Page of Cups. You're still buzzing on some sort of news that has come in for you. There is a big old celebration. So this is big news for you at the beginning of the year, but also it can be that you and your partner, whether it's, I feel a lot of you, it's meeting someone new. It could be that you withdraw into each other, get to know each other, create a bond with each other. But also, for some of you, it could be that you're reigniting the spark with your partner. It could be that it's date night, for example. I mean, the High Priestess is really about, connecting to your higher self. It's about having faith. It's about restructuring your life. We have to review our lives to really kind of like move away from outdated belief systems or, have more confidence in ourselves. So I feel a lot of you are really tapping into your sense of self, really connecting to learn more about you and what you're capable of there. And, the Page of Cups can be that you're withdrawing into self with that Page of Cups, that this news, something offered to you, you withdraw in order to focus on it without any distractions. I do also see that you're spending good quality time in balance. So working really hard, but also playing hard as well in this month. Let's go one more. The High Priestess can also indicate, okay, straight away, we have like an analysis kind of energy there. So it could be that you're still kind of like plot pointing things that you really want to do. I mean, we've got the Temperance card. I really feel this energy of balance, focusing on your life's mission, purpose, and, moderating what you give your time to. Some of you are mixing things up a little bit. You may even migrate skills to go in a new direction, because I feel a lot of you could have a course correction this year, and it could be something you're thinking about, and then suddenly an opportunity appears for you. But I feel this is about harmony. It's about balance. It's about, keeping an even keel on things as well. Now, also, this can be that you're tapping into your spiritual, intuitive gifts, but also your brilliant mind. And you're combining the two to create something truly special in your life. There's always a path. So a path is being made clear for you, as you can see. And this person is dipping their toe into something. So I feel some of you could trial something out during this period. I would also say if there is anything that you're trialing, like a free trial, just be a little bit mindful in the month of February, because I get an energy of you like connecting to something, like, for example, if it's your favorite TV show, but it's switched to a different channel, it can be that you're like, oh, I haven't got that channel, so I got to trial it for 14 days. And then you sort of have access to the thing you want to watch. But if that's all, you may want to end that free trial. If you don't, it will renew, because I'm getting an energy of roll-on contracts in this month for you. So just watch out for that. Make sure you cancel the contract. Otherwise, you will have to pay for it, or there's some sort of term. But I feel it's a 14 or 10-day trial kind of thing energy. So just watch out for that. This could be a subscription, because with the Temperance energy, I'm getting this blending, like roll-on energy coming through. We've also got the Six of Cups, something being offered to you, something that you absolutely love. For some of you, I definitely see reunion energy in this month as well. So maybe people from your past reaching out, or people you haven't heard from in a while, reconnecting. Doesn't have to be an ex. I want you to be aware of that. With the Eight of Cups, it could also indicate that an opportunity comes back around, okay? I feel there's an energy here of you being offered something, or perhaps something from your past comes in to benefit you. So it could be a rebate, tax rebate, for example, or royalty on something. It could also be that something you uploaded last year as a product or goods or service, it really takes off in the month of February there, and you're just going to love it. There's a lot of reward there. But also the Eight of Cups, 8 is the number of the self. So this is a journey of discovery. So I'm really getting a sense here of you going deeper and really like submerging yourself in a hobby or a gift or talent that you have and exploring it a little bit more. The heart is yearning for something, and you're also seeking a missing ingredient. So a lot of you, I feel like you may connect to people on a different level this year, open your heart, but also meet new friends in this month too. And one of them in particular is going to be a long-lasting friend as well, okay? I also see lifestyle changes. Knight of Swords indicates that you are challenging yourself to approach your life in a different way. And I feel it's a very interesting month. It's still fast-paced, okay? I feel like you're on target. I feel like you are, really cutting ties to the past. I feel that you are very productive in this month, but there's some sort of communication that speeds things up for you, and it feels like January and February are somehow connected, and this news is just going to be really beneficial for you. The swords indicate that, you are really focused on cutting out anything that is not positive for you. I feel like you are moving far away from it. Some of you, there's a lot of travel there as well, quick trips or, some sort of experience that's very adventurous or exciting there. But more than anything, I get this energy of success, okay? Whenever you get this card, it means there is a positive outcome. So this news, it's kind of setting you in motion. And I mean, this would be a month where you could receive an award or an accolade or some sort of recognition that you've done something really awesome, but it only paves the way for something to come, which is truly beneficial. Now, for some of you, if you're retired, for example, this could be that you're promising yourself this year to kind of like get out a little bit more, to, go to more events, more music, classical music, rock music, whatever your style of music is. It could be that you're wanting to get out more, travel more. And I feel this could be you really thinking about your lifestyle and where you feel like you belong. Some of you may be thinking about retiring overseas. Some of you may also be purchasing a holiday home for retirement overseas as well. If you're not retired, it could be that you're thinking about retirement, because I'm getting a real kind of energy here of, ending a cycle of something. So some of you may be literally like, how many years to retirement? Can't wait. There's this energy of like investing in the now, working really hard so that you can really flourish when you move into retirement as well. But I also feel an energy of, if you're an entrepreneur, some of you are trying to be more nomadic this year, maybe work on the go, see the world a little bit more. And you may even start in your birthday month or your birthday season, shall we say, because March, April, there's 2 months there for your birthday season. So I feel there's an energy of going global there, or perhaps being a little bit more nomadic this year. I definitely see here also that you're invested in your finances. I feel the finances that you have in February, a lot of you are investing it in having a good time, okay? Yes, there's a little bit more savings in the month of February as opposed to January there, but I feel you're really stricter with your finances in March, and I feel there is more added to your savings pot, as it were. This card, it can indicate that, all your plans, you're looking at them, it's compartmentalized. There's lots of different aspects to all of your plans, and you are kind of like seeing it from a bird's eye perspective as a whole. Okay, the biome, it says connection there, so I would definitely say that this is a strong month as well to be sociable. Keep yourself getting out there and enjoying the moment. I feel like you're trying to be really present. Whenever you get the world card energy, it tends to mean success or being on top of your projects. Time-sensitive endeavors, you're on top of it, you're on target, but also it can indicate that there is some sort of completion. So something you have in motion, I feel like you're finishing it. So that could be renovation work, or perhaps if you work for a company and they are relocating, it could be that finally they settle somewhere. Some of you could also be looking at, projects abroad. I feel a lot of you are going global. Okay, so if you're an entrepreneur, you may have international links this year to clients abroad, or you may be doing more shipping abroad. I would say some of you, there may be some delays regarding shipping. I feel there's an energy of services having some blips this year. Okay, so that's coming through there. But I also feel if you work for a company, this is a strong card that someone from overseas may come and do some meetings in your branch, for example, or it could be that there is some sort of restructure going on when it comes to people in positions of authority there, because I'm getting this energy of like people who were high are stepping aside, not completely stepping down in this energy that I feel, stepping aside there. So it could like open the floodgates for promotions, for money to move a little bit more freely in terms of budgets there as well. Now, of course, the biome connection, it literally means, that you are the part of, a connection of people. So it could be that you want to be a little bit more integrated in your community. You may try new places that you haven't seen just outside your usual parameters in your community. It could be like new pop-ups coming up there. I feel like you want to explore in this month. And I also feel that you are working more closely with your family, your soul tribe. There's a togetherness. I mean, I see gathering energy here as well, but it could be because we're moving into your birthday season. So that means, people are reaching out, or maybe you're seeing more people. I mean, for some of you, not all of you, there may be a surprise for your birthday. I mean, that's an obvious one, but I'm just hearing surprise. So I don't normally hear that in readings, but I just heard that just now. We've got the Emperor energy, and we've got the High Priestess. Now, the Emperor energy, of course, is an Aries card. So this is about you. It's your season. I'm not surprised that your year kind of feels like it starts then. So whether you are getting an opportunity that you've been looking forward to or working towards, this is boss energy. This is like you owning and leading your own company. So it could be that you are setting up a legal structure in order to, run your own company, as it were, or it could be that you're already an entrepreneur and you're on top of your game. You're being stricter with yourself in this month as well. Very structured. There's a lot of success in this month. This, as I said, is a big month for promotions. So if you do work for a company, this could be a new role opening up for you. Or if you're getting a new role at the beginning of the year, some of you are getting especially if you're out of work, you could be getting a new opportunity, and there's like a probation period, and suddenly it becomes, solid. Suddenly you're signing a contract. Probation period is over. Now you're getting the serious money there. There could be more responsibility there. There could be a new title in some way as well for some of you. The Emperor energy, of course, indicates that you feel more yourself than you have in a long time. So I really get an energy here of you taking control of your life. I mean, these two cards at the beginning of the year, it feels like a little bit more kind of like playful, and now you're serious. So something comes in that you're celebrating, and now you have to do the work, or now you're connecting to your sense of responsibility. Some of you may also get some advice during this month, especially if you are trying to be more nomadic, or, branch out, maybe have some sort of financial structure set up abroad, for example, or it could be that you are thinking about moving home, so you may get some advice or enlist the services of like a lawyer, solicitor, or, some sort of intermediary kind of governing body to help you on something. But the Emperor energy indicates structure works really well for you, okay? It can indicate that there's a lot of achievement in this month. You're very productive. World card energy indicates you're on top of your goals, and you're not spreading yourself thin. You're accomplishing a lot in, the time that you have. There's all those things there, which means you're not just focusing on one thing and feeling a bit stuck in a rut. You're actually focusing on a lot of things and ticking loads of things off your list. So again, I get this energy that really this serious energy happens in the month of March for you, and I feel this is a measure of success. Also, it could be a legacy month. As you move into your birthday season, you really start to see how capable you are, or what you've come through, what you've overcome, the journey you've had, and how you've matured through the circumstances that you've had. This is not a gender-specific reading. The Emperor can just literally mean that you take action. It can mean that you're empowered. It means you're in a really good position. And it can also mean that you're protecting everything that you worked really hard to accomplish. This is the little bubble. So it can be that you're very protective over your friends, your family, your finances, your position at work. Maybe it's being protective over your inner peace or your privacy on something. Some of you could be making some big moves in life, but you're not telling anybody until it's structured, until it's done, and you want to reveal it. So whatever it is, I feel also that you are honoring your inner peace, because of course, a lot of you're blossoming from within. You're on a search for authenticity. You're seeing beyond the superficial, and you're choosing a path that is right for you instead of the one that people expect you to take. So some of you could surprise a lot of people by doing a bit of a plot twist in your life. But this is about owning your energy and stepping up, okay? So I'm just going to go and pull a card on this. The Lover's card and the Five of Cups. Now, a lot of you are walking away from something that you used to love doing, but either it's run its course, or some of you feel that you've outgrown it in some way, but you're getting something better, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. The Lover's card is a strong choice card. A lot of you, you may also be having big conversations with your partner, by this point about where you feel like you belong in the world. And some of you are actually going to decide to go traveling a lot, or perhaps experience a different way of life overseas. Maybe some of you may have a partner overseas, or someone who is stationed overseas, and it can be that you're keeping the lines of communication open there, or you may have to restructure your life because an opportunity that's too good to miss comes up, and it means travel, or it means some sort of part of your life is changing in some way. So it could be a monumental decision that either you or your partner has to make in the month of March. But ultimately, this is about coming together, okay? People coming together, your soul tribe, your soulmates, okay? Soulmates doesn't always have to be romantic, so it can be your partnerships are starred in this month. People wanting to be with you or reach out to you because, of course, you know, they want to wish you well for your birthday season. But also, you know, the Lover's card can indicate that you're following your heart, and that something that you've been manifesting, because this is a law of attraction card, something you've been manifesting with your heart, something that you started visualizing very much at the beginning of the year, and maybe even beforehand, suddenly it's coming towards you, and now you got to make a decision. Do you take it or not? So we've got the Five of Cups here, so this can indicate, you know, something that perhaps you used to love, you've lost your loving feeling for it, and now you are kind of like looking at it and going, okay, so I got 3 cups here, but it doesn't feel fulfilling anymore. You know, I'm not really sure if there's anything else out there, but then suddenly an opportunity comes your way, and now you have to decide whether you want to take it. You know, this figure could also be with the Lover's card that some of you may hear that one of your friends is going to move across to the other side of the world. This could be your bestie. This could be someone that's been in your life for a long time. And whilst you support that person and you'll always be there for that person, there can be a lament that goes with it, that you feel, you know what, I'm going to miss you. And you're pretty devastated that they're leaving, but at the same time, you celebrate their decision. It could also be that you're leaving or deciding to leave and uproot. For some of you, it could be that you're, you know, moving abroad. As I said, I get this strong energy of a lot of you wanting to explore new countries or wondering where you feel like you belong. And it's like there's a decision that you really want to do. There's something that you really want to do here, the decision you have to make, and you really want to follow your heart. But it may mean like leaving family or friends behind in their location, and you know you're going to love what you're going to do, but at the same time you're going to miss them. So it could be a head over heart kind of decision that you make. Ultimately, you've promised yourself to follow your heart and do what's right for you, and you can always remain in contact, of course. But I feel also some of you may hear about something regarding a person. I feel this person is from your past because I'm seeing 6 of Cups energy, but I'm going to clarify a little bit more. You may hear something about a person from your past, and there's a lament there, okay? It feels like a sadness. So 2 of Swords there. This is someone you haven't seen for a long time. I want you to be aware of that with that 2 of Swords. Yeah, you haven't talked in a while. Maybe the odd sporadic conversation, but I really get a sense here, you know, you get communication regarding this. And the 5 of Cups, for some of you, not all of you, this could be news of a loss. Okay, you know, it's outside of yourself. It feels like someone you used to know or used to work with, someone, it was a long time ago, and I feel it's not connected to your family, but you really got, you know, close to this person when you used to know them, but just life got in the way. And, you know, I feel you may hear news about that person. Okay, I hate to give that message, but it's something that's coming through there for you. Okay, and you get it through a third party. Okay, because there's 3 swords there, 2 swords and an ace. So I'm really getting this energy that someone kind of tells you, and yes, a third party that tells you. Okay, that's what's coming through. Now, on a personal level, you know, this could be that minor setback. Okay, I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes the 5 of Cups can be a minor setback there. This could also be in terms of shortages. So if you're purchasing something, I did mention from overseas, or you're shipping something somewhere, shortages, delays, that's this card. Okay, so I would book something early, perhaps. And for some of you, it could be that someone bought you a gift and it doesn't show up for your birthday season, and they're a little bit disappointed, but it will come through in the end. Now also, I get an energy that some of you, if you're waiting for a procedure or an operation, for example, Ace of Swords can indicate that someone pulls out or doesn't go for their operation, and then it's offered to you, the procedure or the slot, let's put it that way. So I feel this is a strong month where that could come in. Two of Swords can also indicate that, you know, some of you are checking in with yourself just to make sure that you're not feeling bored or stuck. It does feel like for some of you, if you go up for something, whether it's a competition or you try and petition for something or you try something out, I feel there's a delay, okay? And you may almost feel like it's not going to happen for you, but you have a breakthrough. It happens, okay? So something in March is like at a standstill to the point where you can't see it happening for you. And you feel like, oh, I didn't get it. So if you're having an appraisal or review, or, you know, you are having a meeting regarding a promotion or something important, because there's important meetings in this month and important documents as well, you may feel, oh, you didn't get it. But Ace of Swords tells me it's yours. You know, I feel like something is offered to you and it's a start of something. New role, new title, new money, bonus energy there. But ultimately, this is a big month for new ideas, following through on them, breaking through any like creative block or money block there as well. I would say a lot of you are going to get communication on a bonus. So this could be like, oh, the company, maybe we're not going to get a bonus. Maybe it feels like the communication about it is delayed or you can't see it coming, but suddenly it comes through. Okay, so there's something about that there as well. Now, as you move into April there, we've got protection, cave. So I feel, looking at your cards, even though you had a tower there, I feel like you're protected and redirected accordingly. I feel like, you know, you're in a really great period, you're celebrating there, but this card can indicate you withdraw briefly. Maybe that it's a little bit too peoply in the month before, but I really get a sense here of doing your own thing and also kind of like focusing on your finances this particular month. So it could be that you're like hearing about a bonus in this month, or maybe even like getting some sort of increase in your finances. It could be like even employee of the month, for example, but you lock it in, solidify it, save it down. I feel this is about like withdrawing and maybe not telling anyone about your success there as well. It's number 17, which is star energy. So this is about you still kind of like being on course for success, aligning yourself with wishes. But also this could be a healing month for you, okay? Especially if you've just taken a procedure in the month before. Star energy, number 17, we can see that there. That can indicate convalescing after some sort of procedure or, you know, something that you perhaps connected to where you felt a little bit low energy in the month of March. But more than anything, I see that a lot of you are withdrawing in order to focus on being busy with your projects, okay? I feel these are serious months where you're focused on your endeavors and you're protecting your surroundings so you don't have any distractions. There's lots of bees there and butterflies, so it can be a flurry of activity and you're just protecting your time. You're being disciplined during this month, and I feel like there's super focus here. I'm also seeing like a target board. It's like archery. So some of you may actually be doing archery this year, but I feel it's more that, you know, you're focusing on your goals. You're locked in, super focus, and nobody's going to distract you from that. Okay. Now this card, it literally means that you are loved and protected in all your endeavors. So it means that you know what you want, and you may be taking some silent time out for your mental health, of course, retreating into self. Some of you may treat yourself to a spiritual retreat or even a spa during this time. You know, because we have world energy as well, and it's on the cusp with March, April. Some of you may have some sort of trip planned as a little treat to yourself there. But I feel it's more like, you know, being in your own world, doing your own thing, really being precise with what it is that you want to do in your life there. Really connecting to your inner core. What's life about? Very philosophical energy there. Who are you? What's the journey? What is your mission? You know, what is your true life's calling? Are you on target? And if not, what do you need to do to shake up your circumstances? I also feel you could reveal a secret in this month. I feel like you open up to someone in this month, someone very close to you, of course, someone that you trust with this secret. A lot of you are going to be like, Baba, I got no secrets. But it could be something that you don't even think is a secret. It could be that you like, oh yeah, when I was younger, I did this. And someone goes, what? You never told me that? And you're like, oh yeah, back in the day, I used to do all of these things. But I feel, you know, it doesn't even have to be that. It can be that, you know, you reveal something that perhaps a person didn't realize about you, or a different side of yourself. I feel a lot of you, especially as you're moving into the middle of the year, you're trying to rewild yourself or reconnect to that wild side, okay? And I feel there is this energy of you kind of looking at yourself now and seeing that, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, you know, I feel like you're very wild and free and passionate and very talented and gifted and very successful as well. Even if you don't feel like it, I feel, you know, you are very successful and quite established at what you do. But you know, these 2 months, there's an energy around them where you may feel the sort of tamer side of you is present, where you're trying to protect your inner peace. I feel there's an energy of like eradicating drama. There's a quietness about this month in particular, connecting to nature, for example. And whilst you love that, I feel you also need the other side of yourself. And I feel that's when you start to think about changes. I feel this is a month of you kind of like thinking about change. We got the Hermit, as I said, withdraw into self, spiritual retreats. This could be a spiritual retreat energy, could also be a spa. You know, the Hermit only goes into the cave when they're overwhelmed or exhausted. They've been connecting too much, overstimulated, for example, in the month before. And, you know, it's number 9. We've got the star energy there as well. So I'm not surprised to see that number 17 and a star in this particular card. There's always a star in the Hermit energy. So it can be that you are keeping your fires burning for your projects, but maybe at a slower pace, or you are trying to withdraw into self to be more inspired. You know, this can be a big thinking, reflection month, inner wisdom. Big month for meditation this month as well. Maybe having a breakthrough on something regarding, you know, your endeavors, or even reaching a higher level of ascension when it comes to, you know, meditating. Or I'm actually seeing someone do, what's that? It's like jujitsu or something, karate. I'm not really au fait with that, so I can't tell you. But for some of you, this is really precise. It could be that some of you actually get like a, because I'm seeing the different colored belts around people. So self-defense, maybe that's what that figure is actually doing, protecting. Yeah, it is protection. So some of you may actually be doing like self-defense, or it could be that if you're already doing that, it could be that you move up a level. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. I mean, the bear is all about protecting your endeavors, enduring something. So I would say this is a month, April in particular, where you're keeping life running smoothly. Simplicity, you know, just submerging yourself in what's important. Some of you also, if you are promising yourself to become an entrepreneur this year, I feel that's a big month to go solo. That's a big month to really establish yourself. You know, it's like the seed of the idea. It's like protecting your baby as a project, as it were. It could be also that, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're copywriting your work, or if you're inventing something, it could be that you're patenting it or something. You know, this is protecting your ideas, keeping them to yourself. It means locking things in and making sure there's privacy around, so there's no kind of like confidentiality breach. You know, also there could be an energy where you're offered this promotion and nobody's allowed to know it for a while. It could be like on the down low, or if you're leaving a position, for example, it could be like gardening leave. You have a certain period of time where you have to wait before you can move into something really exciting and new, but you have to keep it to yourself. So that's coming out there as well. We've got the Knight of Wands to clarify this. So I would say this is you like being independent, being creative, you know, determined for new adventures. As I said, it's a big thinking month where you're like, what's next? You're on to the next. As soon as you complete something, because this is a card of like tying up loose ends, finishing what you start. It's about kind of like getting on top of things, and then you're like on to the next. The new seeds being planted there. This card indicates you're unstoppable in your spirit. You're connecting to your desires. Your vision is coming to life, and I feel like you're moving ahead. Very goal-oriented night, okay? You know, this is a night that has the energy to sustain and go off and do lots of different things. And I feel this could be a month of adventure as well, but it could be something you're doing independently, or maybe just with your significant other there as well. But I would say you're maybe plot pointing to charge ahead on something, and I feel this is about, you know, that energy rising up to kind of like recharge your batteries and focus on manifestation and your visions, and you're acting accordingly. But I feel like you're just like focusing on what's important. You know, there's a little snail right there. So it could be you're just tempering your pace. You want to rush ahead with something, but you feel the right thing to do is temper your pace and not go too quickly. And again, you know, we've got mystery, dark matter, and this is in the month of May. So it tells me that, you know, something that you may not be talking about or telling anyone about, because the butterfly is over this figure's mouth. You know, I feel this is energy of you transforming your life in secret, or doing something that is going to transform your life in secret. So it could be like major success. And then you get a little bit private, for example. You know, you see all those like superstars, they become untouchable when they get to a certain level. Now, of course, you're going to be like keeping your inner circle, but as you know, move up the ladder in your career, or you actually become well known, or have a well-known reputation for what you do, then you may be like locking down your inner circle, protecting yourself from people that perhaps you feel don't have your best interest at heart, or you feel haven't been there with you from the very, very start. Could also be that you need to withdraw because the pressure is on. So I need to pull a card on this. You know, it's number 38. When you reduce it, 8 plus 3 is of course 12. So it can indicate that you're holding back on something, you're not expressing something. So I really want to tap into this. I mean, this card, it literally means that the world has mystery, and something is showing up for you that perhaps you didn't see, that's really positive. And just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it's not there. Sometimes when you're in the middle of something, you know, you don't really realize how much progress you're making. But you know, this card, it can indicate that, you know, something is manifested for you that's like a miracle, and you're like, whoa, that's like unthinkable, or you couldn't imagine that it was going to show up now. Everything has a time and a place. Everything is connected when you see this card. So I also get this energy from this card that sometimes we don't have to know all the details of everything, or it's best not to reveal everything about ourselves. Just have faith. Okay, so as I say here, for some of you, you may actually open up a little secret here. But as you move into May, for some of you, you may have wondered, should you have told that secret? Well, I feel like you should have. I feel like, you know, it's okay. That secret is safe with the person that you have given it to. But I feel there's an energy of like locking down and not saying anything more. I'm not sure why, but that's what's coming out. So I have to mention what I see. Oh, my guide said go again. So we have the World and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I feel it is some sort of success, or something that, you know, is a surprise, and it's connected to a goal, because this is a very goal-oriented card. It's connected to a project that perhaps, you know, does really well or takes off, for example, and it's that you are kind of like becoming more insular or not talking about it. Like, how can I put that? I mean, I would say you're thinking about taking more risks or taking things to the next level on something. You know, you're looking to enter a new cycle. I mean, also for some of you with the World card and the Wheel of Fortune there, these are both cycles. So it can be that, you know, you are breaking a cycle. It could be a generational cycle. Perhaps it's something that occurred in your family lineage that you never talk about. Okay, and it can be that, you know, that generational wounding or that trauma or that experience, it stops now, that finally you conquer it or you process it in a way where it doesn't affect your future happiness. With the World card as well, I mean, a lot of you, there's this big energy of moving to a different country or to migrate your business. Maybe even set something up abroad. That's what I'm getting. But, whoa, that's a lot of cards. Okay. We have for the month of May, let's see. Whatever it is, it's positive. We've got Wheel of Fortune. So I would say expect some unexpected but lucky news. Good luck during this period. The World card is all about success. It's a victory read there. You're in balance, you're connected, and you're aligned. But also we have the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords, it's not to be misunderstood, okay? Anything with a yellow background, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, Seven of Swords has a yellow background, which is really positive, okay? But the Seven of Swords, it can indicate don't go too quickly because you may miss something. So I would say that this is quite a fast-paced month. If you think about this, it's like a vortex. It's swirling. So I would say that, perhaps this is a month where you may feel a little bit like off-grid or not communicating because you're so busy, you're so absorbed in something. But the Seven of Swords says, don't go too quickly, temper your pace. But also, this is a card of independence. It means you're not conforming. You're living life according to your own terms. And if anyone does not agree with how you live your life, that's fine. That's their prerogative, but it's not going to affect you. You're going to do your own thing. Now, the history of this card, okay, can actually indicate what this card is about as well, because history of this card actually is that this figure is removing the weaponry from the army because he wants to find a diplomatic solution to a delicate situation. And this figure has got a butterfly over their mouth. So it could be that, you may not be saying something because you feel there's no diplomatic way to put it in this month. This could be that you're having a meeting with your boss, for example, and you really just disagree with them. And you want to stand up and say, actually, you know what? You're wrong. But then you may feel, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this in front of people. I'm going to take them aside and say, actually, you know what? I think you're wrong. And you may find that it is opening up better relationships or communication with each other because you're taking them aside. You're not actually, bruising their ego, for example, by exposing them in public. Please apply it to your situation. It could be a community-based meeting, or it could be a friendship. It could be that you're not exposing something because you actually want to find a solution or you want to talk to someone quietly. Again, I keep getting this energy because Seven of Swords can also mean a breach of confidentiality. So maybe it's connected to the secret that part of you is like, oh my gosh, did I say too much? But actually, I feel the person that you told the secret to really respects it. And actually, there's a deeper bond with you and this person. Now, also, I would say, with the Seven of Swords, and this is not to be paranoid, of course, but the Seven of Swords, it can indicate theft. So I would say just be mindful of your surroundings. Don't be paranoid. I feel because you've got the Page of Swords there, this is vigilance. So it's almost like intuitively you assess the situation and you realize that they're not going to pickpocket you, or, because there could be like an opportunist thief in this month, especially if you're going to a festival or something like that. I feel there is an energy here of you catching the person or identifying the moment. It can be that you're in a cafe, for example, and suddenly you just get a feeling to pick your phone off the table there and just put it in your pocket, and you don't know why you just did it instinctively, but then a person walks past and their intention was just to swipe the phone. So that's coming out there. I hate to give that message, but it is coming, so I have to honor it. The Nine of Cups, whatever it is that's happening for you, because I feel a sense of independence, being vigilant, not talking about something. This is the lurker of the whole deck, keeping your eye on something. I would say some of you could be headhunted. Nine of Cups is a wish fulfilled. Something is delivered. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups. This is wish territory. This is you feeling fulfilled, excited, complete in some way, content. There's an achievement of desire, but you're keeping it to yourself. Two of Pentacles. It's interesting. We've got the Five of Swords. So it could be that you're also speaking to someone in a very diplomatic way. Someone who tends to try and push people's buttons, micromanage, or self-sabotage. This doesn't have to be a boss. It could be, a family member who always kicks off. So you may not be telling them a piece of information because you feel, they're always just going to just go over the top in their reaction. So I just got to temper this, slow release when it comes to the information so they just don't kick off. But I feel they understand why you did it. Okay. Two of Pentacles, in terms of your finances, I feel you could be moving money around, saving a little bit more this month. Eight of Pentacles, you're working really hard for your finances. You may even invest in yourself this month with some sort of project, or maybe even a little bit more education. I'm getting an energy here of some of you learning a language as well. So this could be that, you're setting yourself up to move abroad, or you're purchasing something that's going to benefit you long term. Eight of Pentacles, it basically means you may also have some repair work done in your home space, okay? So I feel you've got the money for this. I feel it's something that perhaps has been on your mind to do. I don't see any shocking energy here. There's no sort of like surprise bill in this month. I feel it's something that you feel, okay, I got the money. I can like, reinvest in myself or my surroundings during this time. I also feel that if you're getting someone in to do work in your environment, I feel like they do a really great job. But again, I would just be mindful of anything that is important to you, not have it on display. If it's worth a lot of money, for example, again, it's only because the Seven of Swords is there. Four Cups indicates a sociable energy, but also I get an energy that some of you may even be told a secret as well that you're keeping to yourself. Could be like someone in a relationship or, engagement or a pregnancy, for example. So I really feel secret energy going on in the month of April and May. But Four Wands, I feel there's a lot to celebrate in this month for you, but you're just not talking about it. Also, with the Four Wands, not only is it achievement of desire, but some of you could be moving home or changing direction, or even like, you hit a milestone where you feel like, yeah, I got this, and now on to the next. Okay. Those battens, they kind of connect to like you're halfway there on something, and there's still a little bit more to go, but you've reached a certain level where you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this. It's going to happen. And, yeah, this is a card of preparation as well. So I feel nothing really shocks you in this month or surprises you. I feel like you are intuitive. I feel like you're instinctive, and I feel there is an energy here of peace, stability, and harmony, tranquility in your life even. But definitely some news to celebrate this month that you're not going to be telling anybody about. For some of you, it could also be that you're pregnant. Okay, if you have the potential to be pregnant, I feel this could be a month where, you suspect maybe that you're pregnant. You're not telling anybody. For some of you, because we have that very fertile card there, because this is a card of fertility in the month of July, it could be that you announce to people that you're pregnant, or for some of you, if you're already pregnant at this point, it could also be that you give birth in this month as well there. But this card, let's remove it from, the aspects of it. It means that you feel stable. It means that you feel like you're comfortable in your own skin. And also it can be that you find groundedness in your life. There's an energy here of financially flourishing, being financially independent or having more money there. Also, it can be that you've been detoxifying and you've stuck to your intentions and you just feel really good about yourself. A lot of you, especially if you're growing your own food as well, it could be that you get a really nice crop this year despite weather or circumstances. I mean, this card, it's number 15, so it can be that, you've created an environment that has moved away from drama or toxicity, and there's peace there in that. So this card, in this month, it feels that you want to be more part of nature, shall we say, and you're taking kind of onus on paying attention to your body needs, because, of course, your body is your home. So I feel this is about you, enjoying good food, good environments, shall we say, having your vitamins. I also feel there is an energy around you of some changes in your home. Okay, so it could be that you're settling into a home that you've just purchased by this point, or it could be that you love where you're at and you really create a sanctuary there. We've got the sun. Yeah, it's a very positive month for you. A lot of joy, lots of things flourishing. There's even a sun in this card. So I feel this is a really nice kind of month where just things are working in your favor. You're moving away from extreme busyness. I feel like you're avoiding it. Some of you may actually disconnect from your cell phones in this month or go to festivals and just live in the moment, be really present. I also see a lot of gratitude around this month as well. So, I feel there's like two major points in the year where there are major success, good news, very beginning, and of course, May and June there, but also there is a third, but it feels very much like new. It feels that you're a little bit uncertain as to how things are going to go. So it feels like you're in motion, okay? Even though it's exciting, I feel it's new. So we'll get there when we get there. But the sun energy, Some of you will be spending a lot of time in the sun, your vitamin D, for example, but also it can be that you're clear in your thinking about where you belong in certain groups, in certain situations. You know where you feel comfortable. Yeah, there's a lot of success around you. Look at this. We've got Page of Wands, which of course is that exciting news. There's some major news for you this year. You're going from strength to strength. And we've got the Six of Wands, being seen. This would be a radical month where if you're someone who's in the public eye or you're an influencer online, for example, I would say these 2 months, this is like viral months where you are seen by a lot of people. There's a lot of success, like the spotlight is on you. And some of you, even though you may aspire to being in the spotlight, you may find it a little bit uncomfortable at first and feel a little bit protective of yourself. But actually, I'm really feeling that you're going to ease into it and really enjoy it. But Six of Wands, triumph, a breakthrough on something, stepping into the limelight. This is about transforming your life, influencing it, being inspired. I feel there is an energy of reward here. So for some of you, it could be that you're taking a test, getting a qualification, certification in this month, or something that you're victorious on. It feels like you get certified in whatever it is that you're doing. It's something that you're taking action on. It's something that you're venturing forward to do, and you're fully in the flow of your purpose. Your ideas have value, and you're dreaming boldly, and you're making things happen. This is also about taking the initiative. This is about loyal friendships, commitments, and fidelity. I would say also, if you're in a high-level commitment, your partner really sees you. They understand you, and there's reciprocity there as well. So if you've had some conflict with your partner, or perhaps things have been a little bit out of sync in 2024, I feel there is an affinity there for you as well. But let's go more, because pages, of course, can indicate the good news, but also it could be the start of something. It doesn't have to be practical study, but it can be like a hobby. It can be that you're fully focused on your friendships and your commitments, your endeavors, and that you're very creative. You're just keeping things moving in motion. But there is something new happening in this month as well. Yeah, so I feel it's something that was revealed to you, this surprise news, okay? But also the moon card can indicate you're feeling a bit sensitive. It can indicate that you're finding the balance between being independent, because the wolf is all about independence. The dog is about companionship or things that are long-term and stable. Second streams of income, for example, not spreading yourself too thin. Could also be that, you were not doubtful. I feel like you're positive, believing in yourself, but something that was hard to accomplish, I feel like it came out of nowhere and you did it, okay? And people are celebrating you. This is to be looked at, to be celebrated. The sun is to be seen. So I feel this is about you standing in all your glory and removing yourself from anyone who drains your energy or who doesn't really support your goals and dreams. I feel like you're, mature enough to understand that, of course, if someone doesn't support you or doesn't see your vision, that's okay, because it's not their life, it's yours. I feel like you value the support, but anyone who doesn't support you along the way, they certainly do not deserve a place at your success table. I feel like you are really honoring that there this year as well. Now, we do have July, speaking your voice, but of course there's a gramophone there. Big festival month, music festivals coming together. I'm seeing fields of people right now. So some of you may have booked this already. And if you haven't, it could be something that you're about to book or will book there. It says speaking your word, voice. Some of you may do some sort of project where your voice, of course, is relevant. I mean, our voices are important, but it could be that you're writing a book or you're creating something that leaves a legacy this year. You could even be documenting something or putting something online. Some of you may do voiceover work. If that's your trade, it could be that you have like a big deal that comes in there that catapults you to the ears of millions, for example. But this card, it kind of indicates that you're being authentic. You're speaking up for what you believe in. And something that perhaps you were keeping a secret, the secret is out. You're comfortable with it. You are revealing something about you or your story or your journey. This is a good month for promotion as well. So if you are an entrepreneur, I would say networking or getting yourself out there, going to festivals or expos, shall we say, that are connected to your industry. Great month for that. But I feel this is about, you being heard and, not just in career, it's about people as well, you know, understanding you and speaking plainly to the universe, but also to people around you and having your needs met. But also I feel there's an energy here of you kind of like paying attention to your listening skills this year. Also perhaps having conversations with people around you about listening, really understanding, not just talking and waiting for the other person to stop talking so you can talk. I feel like you may be dealing with someone in particular in your life, someone who's sprung to mind where you feel like you have a conversation with that person and all you can see them doing is waiting for their turn to speak rather than really hear you or listen to you. But you may have a breakthrough with that person in the month of July. You keep getting a lot of the same cards. We got the World card and we have the Death card. Now, for some of you on a global scale, this could be something that perhaps, changes in the world. There could be some big rules, regulations changing that affect you or affect broadcasting, or it could also be that you have something to say about the world or your environment during this time. You know, the Death card can indicate something big is ending for you, but that also means something new is beginning for you, a new door opening up for you. This is a portal of opportunity. And you have music here, and this is a gramophone, so I would say here that you're getting your voice heard, or you're getting your vibration out there, or you're influencing your circumstances and you're elevating. And with the Death card there, it can indicate that you've broken out of an old habit, whether that's procrastination or whether it's feeling stuck. I feel like you're keeping things moving forward. You know, the Death card can literally just mean change, that you're in a transition towards something greater. And also I feel this is a card that kind of indicates that there's a resurrection of energy, because the Death card can connect to rebirth. And I feel there's an improvement in some way. End of a cycle means you're free. And you've got the World card, another end of a cycle. So it could be the same cycle, but with the World card, again, it's connected to success. But something in the world could change during this month on the cusp towards August for you, because your next card is change and wind. Okay, so we will tap into that, but it could be that you're preempting a change or you're planning a change. For a lot of you, this could be the relocation period, where you go abroad or you migrate a business, or perhaps you're asked in your company to move to a different branch or be seconded, or it could be like a big change in your industry, rules, regulations, policies, contracts, things like that. But change is afoot in this month, but it feels like it's on the cusp into August. But let's see the details of that change. Thank you so much for it, guys. Great angels, can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know during this month? 10 of Pentacles and a 6 of Swords. Some of you could have been saving for a large purchase, you know, so it could be that you're identifying a home in the month of June that you want to purchase, and then suddenly you're on your way to locking it in and it's yours. And now you are putting everything in boxes, and it may feel a bit chaotic there in the change wind card in August, but I feel like you could be investing in a home, or there could be some big changes in your home space there. 6 of Swords indicates you're protected, so it's like rite of passage. This is something that you knew was going to happen. It's something that you wanted to happen, and it can feel that, you know, some of you could also be going on a big vacation during this point. Could be that you saved a lot of money to go on a monumental destination vacation. I mean, also there is an energy here that there could be like world economy kind of changes. So if you're invested in a certain thing, it could be 10 of Pentacles is positive for you, and 6 of Swords is protected in your endeavors. So it could be a testing time financially for people, but I feel your choices in your finances have kept you in a very secure position. 10 of Pentacles with the Death card, it could mean your finances change. Small win there, or a large win for some of you, a windfall. Have to acknowledge as well that if you were going through a period in 2024 where someone passed away or transitioned, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. If you've been in a period of grief and you're trying to just recalibrate your life and get it back on track, and sometimes music can like give you lots of memories, and I feel there's a certain song, it's going to be different for everybody, but if a song comes up that has a connection to the memory of a person who has passed away or transitioned, when you hear that song, it's sent to you on purpose to remind you that they walk by your side. Okay, so that's coming up strongly. But also, I feel for some of you, if you've been going through the logistics of working out someone's inheritance or their estate, I feel, you know, the battle of it could end in this month, or there's a payout in this month as well. Okay, because there is a death card energy, it could be that, you know, someone who passed away or transitioned, the cycle of sorting out their estate comes to an end, because the Ten of Pentacles can connect to inheritance, for example. Of course, you'd rather have the person with you, but the Six of Swords can indicate that, you know, they've protected you and they've left you something in the inheritance. But also, Six of Swords, it can indicate that you are personally looking at your finances and seeing what you should do with that, but also honor their memory through the inheritance money that you get as well. I see some of you planting a tree, for example, with the inheritance money. Some of you may have already done that, and it could be that you are honoring their memory in the month of July there as well. And with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from energy. The only image I'm being given on this is a golden book. It looks like a golden book. It actually looks like it's got like some sort of really ornate golden kind of even metal facade there. Okay, I'm not really sure what that is. It could be something that was gifted to you. It could even be an item, an ornament, perhaps, that was very important to the person. So I'm just going to, you know, leave that there. Books tend to represent legacy, history, maybe an album, family album, for example, or something that truly meant something to the person. Maybe even a book, and there's an inscription in there or a message that's important. So yeah, I'll leave it like that with a lot of love and respect. I'm going to disconnect from that energy and move on to, you know, a more broader energy there. Some of you with the Six of Swords, it's protecting your finances. So there could be like a little wobble in the financial markets there, but also it could be that you're moving home. A lot of you moving home, okay? So it could be that you're moving out, being more independent, leaving a family home, for example, renting somewhere or actually purchasing somewhere. And a lot of you, especially if you're retired, it could be a home abroad or spending time between two destinations there as well. But as we move into the month of August, it's all change. So this is a month where I feel like, you know, there's a potential to be overcommitted. I feel there's an energy of your diary being block booked, a lot of things going on there, but also a lot of changes there. So it could be something big changing in your neighborhood, okay? There could be some sort of like, the main one is a lot of you could be moving home, okay? Stuff in boxes, moving to a different environment, but it could also be that something in your neighborhood is changing. If you have only just moved into a new place, for example, it could be like some sort of roadworks or some sort of like, restructure or redevelopment going on, and it causes a bit of an upheaval with traffic or with your route to wherever you want to go to. If you're traveling, I feel there could be a lot of delays in this month as well. I don't like to give that message, but it's there. I mean, this card is number 24. So when you reduce it, 2 + 4 is 6, which is about maintaining balance through a very changeable cycle. So this could indicate that, you know, this is a month where everything is happening all at once. Opportunities, messages, documents, everyone wants a piece of your time. You know, this could also be that resisting change is useless. Be prepared for change in this month. There's a change in direction or, you know, rescheduling events or events that you've got booked could be rescheduled. This could be due to changeable weather, for example. You know, this could also be that you've been wanting change for a long time, but it's really hard to change your circumstances, and suddenly you get an opportunity to do that. But it could also be that you've been sent a sign that something needs to change, so you need to pay close attention to it as well. Let me pull a card on that because, you know, there's a little raven there, which is the messenger of change. Change is in the air in the month of August. Let's see what it means for you, okay? Thank you so much for it, guys. Green angels, can you please guide? Interesting. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I just heard from my guide, some of you are going to change your cell phone number in this month. Okay, that's not going to be all of you, of course. You know, when I think about me, I'm a Scorpio. Part of me were like, oh my gosh, no way would I ever change my cell phone number because I'd be like lost, you know, and all my connections. But it could be that you change a cell phone number in this. I mean, it could be that you're moving on to a different network. For some of you, it could be more localized, like you're changing service providers or contracts. It could also be that expiry dates are occurring in this month. Visas, passports. Something that you need to change on a more kind of like basic practical level could be happening this month. It could be that you're finding different providers to give you a service that's better for the amount of money that you pay. Could also be clauses in contracts change. If you've got a contract with a financial institution, it could be that they change their policies, or, you know, if you have a pension with a certain provider, they could change their policies, or insurance, they could change something in that document. So, you know, pay close attention. I feel things across the board could be changing in this month. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the Sun. Positive changes. I mean, basically, you're getting a lot of the Sun card throughout the year. So this could be that you're really positive. No matter what comes your way, you are facing it head on. And, you know, I feel this is a very prosperous year for you. Good luck. Expect the unexpected in this month. But I feel expect the unexpected not in terms of news. I don't feel like there's any news here. I feel it's more about fortuitous changes that may feel like an upheaval at first, but actually work in your favor. Sun card also indicates perhaps you see these changes before they occur, so you're remaining flexible. Especially since you got an eye on that Wheel of Fortune there as well. I feel this is a cycle of change. Whenever you get Wheel of Fortune, it literally means cycle. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. That's just life. But you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, which highlights this cycle of change is very good for you. So whatever comes your way that changes your circumstances, it means the universe wants you to have the best. And if you've been accepting less than you truly deserve by this point, which I don't feel like you have, but I feel the universe wants you to adhere to the changes so you can get more benefit from your circumstances. But the presiding energy is positive. We've got the Queen of Swords. It's something connected to you being organized, about being on target, being precise in your world. There could be some abrupt changes there because the Queen of Swords is very abrupt. So it could be that you suddenly cut something out or distance yourself from someone. It could also be that you're setting a healthy boundary. You know, something is changing here for you and you're like, okay, I'm in control of that. Because the Queen of Swords, she turns her back to the past in order to embrace the future. So something positive about the future, but it could be that you're turning your life around. You have clarity of purpose and, you know, you're being really honest with yourself in these changes and how they can benefit you. I feel like you're in control of these changes, a lot of them as well. Queen of Swords, it can indicate on a more kind of like basic level as well that you may have a conversation with a person who is quite rude or abrupt. This could be a client, this could be a neighbor, this could be your boss. It could be someone that works for you if you are an entrepreneur there. It could be that it's someone who's caused a lot of issue throughout the time in the working environment. And finally, you have, you know, a real reason to take them to task on it and have an honest, open conversation. A lot of you are trying to resolve issues, but in a diplomatic way. So I feel like you will. Yeah, tete-a-tete. Look at that. Two people talking there. And it could be a distant kind of talking, like both people feeling a bit cautious about what to say, being diplomatic there, being vigilant, paying attention. I would also say pay attention for new opportunities. Sometimes they come left field and may not be something that you feel is an opportunity until you investigate it a little bit further. But I do see good luck coming here for you. It's not in terms of news. Even though a page showed up, I feel it's still not in terms of news. So it could be that you're digging into something a little bit deeper, you're investigating something, or you discover something in the month of August that changes everything. Perspective, perhaps. What else am I getting there? You know, Page of Swords actually indicates you have an incredible mind. You're quick thinking in these changes. It can be that, you know, you're a good negotiator. Contracts, as I said, you know, you negotiate a better deal. So it could be that, you know, a contract is about to change, or you're merging with someone and you're like, this is a great opportunity to actually say my piece and say, actually, you know what? I want something better than this. I want to negotiate a better opportunity. And you do. So I really feel this is a great negotiation month for you. It could be an appraisal at the working environment, okay, or some sort of policy change there that benefits you long term. For some of you, I feel there could be, if you're in a company where you work for other people, there could be a notice of someone stepping back. Yeah, no, maybe even leaving in this month. I'm getting an energy of someone withdrawing. So it could be someone gives in their notice in this month. I don't feel it's you. Okay, that's what's coming out there. Even though you've got change, wind, I feel it's not you. So that's coming out. Okay, now, because we've got change, so a lot of upheaval or a lot of changes or a lot to do in this month, the following month, we've got darkness, moon. So this can indicate that you withdraw into yourself. You're protecting your energy. Bit sensitive perhaps from some of the changes, or you're just like getting to grips with the changes. I mean, this card is number 7, which is the Chariot card, so it can indicate that you're seeing progress, you're looking at your commitments, but your energy may be a little bit low, okay, during this month. I feel there are cycles to everything, a season for everything. That's literally what this card means. So it's like fast-paced month, big changes, you having to be like on top of things. And this month is a little bit more like don't go against the tide. If you're not feeling like it, don't go for it. If it feels like a push or it's an effort too hard, then just allow yourself to be in a receptive state. Let something come to you. Let people come to you. Let opportunities come to you. Don't push it. You know, the moon card can also indicate that it's a time of change and metamorphosis. So you may feel uncertain about some of these changes. Even though they will benefit you, you're not really sure how things are going to go. And it can indicate that you're tapping into your inner awareness during this time. I mean, this figure is really protecting themselves as well. So I feel this is a month where you're in hermit mode. You know, I feel this could also be a month where you are, you know, kind of like, you know, you're stable, because this card literally means that you're still stable. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. But you may be feeling that there are necessary changes that you need to make, or and you're just unsure on how to proceed. So it's still off the back of this previous month about changes. I also see with this card that, you know, there could be some repair work in this month going on, and it may be something that is not expected, is what I'm seeing. Okay, for some of you, this could be a car repair. So we've got the Devil card there, the Shadow Self, okay, a temptation as well. So I am also getting an energy that some of you, someone from your past may actually come in and shake things up a little bit. This could be someone you're really tempted to connect to, but you may feel is not good for you, okay? This could be an ex, okay? So if you're someone who sometimes an ex dips in and out, I feel strong energy that on the cusp between August and September, you could hear from this person, okay? We do have the Devil card. Yeah, see, I was feeling it. Someone who's a little bit like lusty, someone who perhaps is not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. By this point, I feel a lot of you are already in a relationship, either with someone new or with your significant other. But there could be a temptation, and I don't feel like you're tempted to cheat, not at all. I don't feel that at all. But what I see here is someone from your past who tries to tempt you back towards them could resurface, and you have a choice to make. But I feel like you're following your heart. You're in love with this person that you're with by this point, or you're already in love with your person that you've come into 2025 with, and no one's going to tempt you, okay? But let's get to it. I feel this could be a month where if you're feeling a bit sensitive, you know, some of the things you cut out or that you've been detoxifying with, I feel it could be that you're tempted to reach for the quick fix during this month, but you have a choice. I feel ultimately that you don't really connect to it. I feel like you make the right decision, especially since this figure has got the heart there. I feel like you go back to January, think about your intentions and say, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to renege on a promise to myself. I'm going to honor myself, and I'm going to stick to my intentions and my goals. I mean, the Devil card can also indicate that there's been so much going on in the year that you're feeling like it's been a lot and you're feeling exhausted, and you may feel like you've got to a plateau where you feel a bit stuck. But also there could be something going on in the world that creates a level of caution, okay? I want people to be aware that the months to be mindful of are March, April, July, August, but eclipse season, and we're moving to eclipse season here. So it could be that, you know, there's something in terms of world events. I hope I'm wrong, you know, I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't know what it is until I do some scrying. I'm thinking about doing a scrying channel to see what images I can see for the world. If it's something that some of you are interested in, then let me know and I'll probably do it. But it's something I'm toying with at the moment. But I feel it could be something that people are cautious about, okay? It doesn't have to be critical, because this is not critical energy. It's withdrawal energy. It's like deep thinking energy. But I also feel for some of you, you may actually identify on a personal level a root cause of a fear. Okay, because whenever you got the moon, this could be facing fears energy. And as you can see with this card, the curtains drawing back is like an illusion, or fear is an illusion. It's false evidence appearing real. It's the thoughts that we have in our mind. When you're about to create so much success in your world or reach a pinnacle point, suddenly that little voice comes in and says, well, what if you fail? And then I feel like you're facing it head on and going, well, what if I fly? Because your next month is like beginnings. Let's do this. The portal is opening. An opportunity is there for you, and it's really exciting. And you're going to grab it with both hands. But the Devil card can indicate that you're facing that fear. You're identifying it. As you can see, the moon is in the background. Moons represent illusion. And you can see there's a very, ominous figure there. And when you really identify what's causing it, it's an innocuous pair of hands. So it's like, okay, when you see the hands, you're like, not so scary. But when you see the shadow it creates, then it's scary. So it can be that you're facing a fear this month. For some of you, it could be that you're making a commitment to someone. I would say that, for example, some of you, a big month for a person kind of like proposing to you would be August. I see an energy here of someone asking you to marry them, or for some of you it could be that you're in the throes of planning a wedding, for example, and it could be that it just feels like you're now doing some deep soul searching about committing to a person long term. And of course you are someone who is very faithful, but at the same time, we got to be honest, long term with the person that you want to be with forever, you're totally in, but at the same time, forever is a long time. So you want to keep that spark alive and not take each other for granted. So it could be there's a lot on your mind regarding relationships because we have the Lovers card there, but also it can be that you have to make a decision and you're worried about making the wrong decision. Okay, trust your heart. Your heart knows the way. Even if you make a head and a heart decision, the heart still is leading the way. But if you only make a decision with your head, the heart will whisper and says, look, I told you so. You should have decided to go my way. The heart always laments and will always try to influence. So, if you make a decision and you didn't follow your heart, 9 times out of 10, humans end up falling back in love with the thing that they kind of wanted to do, or that the heart wanted in the first place. They always come full circle and say, should have gone that way. That's what I really wanted to do. So I feel you're actually making the right decision because you are following your heart. The Lovers card has shown up for a reason there. Now, also, the Devil card can indicate that you are facing an addiction. Okay, it could also be that you are reigniting that spark in your life. It could be a plateaued month where you just feel a little bit like taking stock of things, being very philosophical, thinking about the meaning of life, checking in with yourself, reviewing to see if you're on the right path, and fearing that you haven't got to where you feel like you should be. But I feel like you're on course. I feel like you're right where you need to be. The Devil card can also literally mean that there's an important Capricorn in your life and you spend time with that person. It could be alone time for some of you, or it could be that you help a friend out who is a Capricorn during this time. So it doesn't have to be negative. The Devil card is not an evil card. It can indicate that it's time to ask yourself, what's holding you back? What needs to change? What is it you feel like you're trying to control or is trying to control you? Can you liberate yourself out of this? If you have to make a decision on something, I feel it's more that it's a decision because you've got the Ace of Swords there. I feel like you have clarity and you take this time out in order to get, a sense of perspective on something, and you make the right decision. Also, it's a fresh new start, especially since you've got beginnings east. As I said, I feel there's some other kind of good news coming, but it feels new here. I didn't realize it actually says beginnings east, and we've got the ace there, which means fresh new start. Or for some of you, as I said, there could be an energy of you launching something or doing something new, and it just feels thrilling, but at the same time a little bit uncertain, but I feel like you're going to love it in the end. Also, it could be you communicating in a new way where you're not sure how people are going to take you and how you express yourself, but you're being, direct. And the right people are always going to be by your side. Anyone who can't take it, it just means you're cutting out people who do not deserve a place in your life, okay? But I would say this month in particular, as we move into the month of October, this is where you have a breakthrough. This is where something new happens for you. And I feel it's very exciting. You know, the crown chakra indicates you thought about this for a long time. You knew that you were going to be successful. I mean, your words, my beautiful Aries, are I am. So a lot of you are establishing yourself in something. And Ace of Swords indicates transformation. It also indicates there's a lot of potential in the following month for you. And although you are a little bit nervous or uncertain as to how this is going to go, I feel it's going to go really well. You know, this card in October, it is number 3, which is Empress energy. So this can be a very creative month. You're birthing something new. There's an energy here as well of you kind of like having a new dawn, shall we say. You know, you cannot really experience the light until you've gone through the darkness. That's just life, okay? So I feel a lot of you, it could be that this is a month where you feel that the energy is lower or it's just harder to deal with things. I don't feel there's anything really negative there. I mean, the Devil card can indicate that you're looking at something that was toxic in your life or that is tempting, the quick fix, especially when you're under pressure. This month feels like it's a lot of pressure, okay, to change something. And sometimes that's when the Devil shows up because it highlights where do you get triggered? Where do you reach for the quick fix? And I feel like you kind of like realize that a brand new you didn't reach for the quick fix. But also I feel in October, there's an opportunity, a portal opening up for you to step right through. I mean, this card is about letting go. It's embracing a new path, being in the flow, flowing forward without heaviness, without anxiety. That's literally what this card means. So the heaviness of the month before, it's lightened, it's lifted in some way. And it could be that new ways are calling to you to, you know, move through life. You know, the steps are going up into this bright portal there. So I feel also, and though this is totally random, but some of you may be adopted by a pet in this month, or you may actually think about adopting a pet during this month as well, because I'm seeing a little golden retriever in the water. This is so random, but I'm seeing it. So, I mean, or it could be that you actually find a golden retriever kind of wandering around in a park and you're like, has someone lost their dog? And you kind of like look after it for a little bit or be by its side, and then finally the owner shows up. So it could be like the universe is leading you to meet a new person in this month. But golden retriever, that tends to connect to like family energy. So it could be that you hear of a birth in this month. Maybe a family member gives birth, for example. Hangman energy, new knowledge month. It also indicates spiritual evolution in this month as well. We've got the Tower. Let's go one more. This is the leap of faith for you. Okay, so we have the Devil, we have the Tower, and we have the Hangman. So this can indicate that you're getting a new perspective on something. I did mention earlier that sometimes, you know, change or opportunity shows up for you and it doesn't feel like it at the time, but then only after the event you kind of feel, actually, that was the right path. So there's some sort of connection between the month of August, September, and October, where you're coming out the other side of something. You know, the Hangman literally means relax, you've got this. Okay, it can indicate that there's some sort of upheaval. Your life got turned upside down. You've made some sacrifices there. You were feeling stuck in a rut on something. But the Tower with the Devil, even if you look up the meanings of the cards, because they come one after another, you know, the Devil comes first and then the Tower. It's like you're stuck in something, but you liberate yourself. This is the leap of faith moment. This is you launching that new idea or that new lifestyle or that new you. So I feel the Tower is like you being a tower of power to honor that something needs to change. And you actually just take that leap, okay? I'm going to pull some cards on that. I mean, the Tower, it does indicate something is restructuring here for you. There is big change. But because the Hangman is there, I feel it's not something to fret about. I feel it's something that is in order to create space for newness. The Hangman actually puts himself on the tree of life in order to find another way. So it could mean that you approach something in a different way, reveal something about your strength there. It's about your choices. It's to do with this choice, a decision that you have to make here. And it's like you don't want to get locked in indecision there, but the Hangman also can indicate take your time with it. Don't feel rushed with it. I would say with that Seven of Cups, it indicates that you're focusing on what's important to you, you're visualizing, there's a lot of potential there, and it's more about not spreading yourself too thin. You have a lot on in these months, but I feel with that Seven of Cups energy, there's a victory wreath there, there's jewels there, but there's also a snake there as well. So it could be that you're like really contemplating life. Who is loyal? You're looking at your success by this point. You're reviewing and you're looking at where you can restructure. You've got the Nine of Cups and you've got the King of Wands. So this is you being in a very powerful position in the month of October. But it took all this upheaval or this change and facing a fear or coming out of a comfort zone or getting new knowledge in order to launch something so that you could, accomplish a wish, or you could take charge of your life. This is an Aries card, which means you're leading by example. It means that you're stepping up. You're confident in the decision you're making. You're not sure if it's the right one, but you're taking that leap of faith and you're going to see that it is the right one. So, for some of you, east is there. So it could be that you're traveling east, for example, or it's more about your direction this month that you're focused on, but a highly creative month. Nine of Cups indicates that you're content with the changes. You're thrilled by the fact that it's new, that you're doing something different, bold and daring. This could be that you're shocking people who expect you to sit in a box of expectation, or that, you're not adhering to their expectations. You're going to surprise them. So, for example, it could be that you're changing something about your style or your approach. It could be that I'm getting just a random image right now, and I'm not really sure why I'm getting this image, but I'll just tell you what I see, okay? I'm seeing a really famous actor. Al Pacino is what I'm seeing. And I don't know what role he's playing in, whatever I can see. I can just see him in a black jacket and black, slacks as well. And, I'm being given it's about the way that he communicates a character. It's like he has a very distinct way of talking. So it's almost like, oh gosh, I really don't want to do it because I got a microphone right here by my mouth. So it's almost like I'm just going to move away from the microphone a little bit, because it's kind of like, when he talks really quiet and then makes a really big thing, and it's almost like, I don't know what I mean by that. It's almost like you kind of perhaps talking in a different way, or because I'm seeing an actor. For example, if you are a performer, okay, it could be that someone expects you to deliver a role in a certain way, but actually you change the way that you deliver the role, and it surprises the casting people. You're like, whoa, they really sit up and listen because, 10 other people came through the door on the same day doing the same role, and they kind of delivered it in the same way, because we all have a certain vernacular in the way that we speak. We have a certain tone or certain rhythm to our talking, and it can be that everyone's delivered it in the same way, and then suddenly you come in and, you deliver something in a different way that makes people sit up. I can only, not unless something's going to happen to Al Pacino here, or perhaps it could be that you get to work with Al Pacino on something. I'm not sure. I'm just being given that. I don't even know if Al Pacino is an Aries. I don't know anything about him, but, I'm only giving you what I can see, and I don't know the role he's in, so I can't tell you why it connects to your reading. I can only tell you what I can see. Okay, so, it's giving me a little bit of a conundrum there. So yeah, I'm going to leave that image, but I have to honor it, because if I don't, then the images get stuck in the water and it's not free flowing with the images. So yeah, I'll leave it there. It could be that you're doing something just radically different that captures people's attention. Okay. Let me just go a little bit more there. Can you please guide the Empress energy? Yeah, which is number 3. So, it could be that, you're more confident. For example, Al Pacino is quite a confident person. I'm guessing, I don't know, but, he strikes me as someone who's confident in whatever he does. We've got the Empress energy, so something flourishing. We've got the High Priestess, trusting your intuition. This could also be a mixture of confidence and caution. Maybe that's why the Devil card showed up with the Tower as well. Confidence and caution. You're not being cocky about something. You're trying something new and bold and daring, but at the same time, you're being humble about it, for example. Could also be that, you're a parent, and that perhaps there is an opportunity for your child and you're just trying to guide them in the right way. And this is a measure of them blossoming and thriving because of the opportunities that you have bestowed upon them to move forward in life. I'm not really sure what else to go with that. Let's just go one more, because it feels something very new is happening in this month for you. It could also be that you've got to a certain plateau. If you've been hitting the gym, for example, in oh, my guys want me to go one more. If you've been hitting the gym throughout the year and a certain exercise is working for you, it could indicate that something is plateauing. And, you're going, oh, okay, well, now there's no change. I've got to a certain level, and now I need to do something different, incorporate a different exercise or a different routine in order to keep moving forward and making progress. This could also be in business, that you think, okay, I've reached a certain level. You're contemplating what next. You may feel like you've plateaued, for example, and then you need to diversify. We've got the Five of Pentacles there, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. So Five of Pentacles can indicate that, there's a bit of a struggle or there is a sadness. I'm getting a sadness energy that's connected with this, a lament. So I feel it could be that there's been some changes that worked super well for you, but also I feel, with that Three of Pentacles, it's connected to your plans, but I feel it just keeps coming back. It's like an opportunity that you feel is not really an opportunity. Suddenly you realize how valuable it is. Okay. I mean, in terms of finances, as I said, repair in the previous month. So it could be that perhaps you have to give out some money for some hidden repair work or unexpected repair work. But the Three of Pentacles indicates that you replenish your energy. Also with the Three of Pentacles, it could be that you're reinvesting in yourself. It's early success in business ventures, or it could also be that there is an energy here of you feeling shut out, for example, because if you think about these two cards, they're groups of people, and this card with this energy could be that, you're feeling a bit left out in the cold with someone or something. And, it could be as you move into the month of October there, you meet a new group of people, or you involve yourself again in a group of people that you felt you had to remove yourself from for a while regarding something. So I feel there's a little bit more integration, a little bit more sociable energy in October. I'm also seeing some sort of, I guess I'm not sure if you celebrate Samhain or Halloween, because I'm seeing like people going trick-or-treating during that time in the water. I mean, that's an obvious thing to say, but that's something that I'm seeing there. So it could be groups of people coming together, or that you're actually going to be going to a significant party that could benefit your career or benefit, your state of mind, just going out and having fun with people, letting your hair down as well. So that's coming out there. We do have in November, bushfires, fury. So I feel the pressure could be on in the month of November. I don't like to give that message, but I have to honor the card that came out there. For some of us, it could be that anger, it is a healthy emotion. It kind of highlights where someone has overstepped a boundary or a mark. And I feel there's something here about people. Either you withdrawing from a person or feeling someone is toxic or removing them from your social circle, feeling a little bit guilty or bad about it or sad about it, because I get a sense of, struggle or sadness. Okay, but I feel it's connected to a person during this time. But it could be that, now that you've processed something, you feel a bit annoyed about it. Like, why did they put me in that position in the first place? So I also feel it's important to listen to emotions, because extreme emotions can tell you that something is not right, or it can tell you that something needs to change, or it can also indicate that you need to erect healthier boundaries, okay? This is number 10, so this is Wheel of Fortune energy. So it can be a cycle that perhaps you notice things that trigger you, or because there's a lot of trigger points in and around this period here with the Devil card and the Tower, combustible energy. So it could mean that, you're under pressure during this time in terms of your projects. It could mean that you've just got a lot on your plate and you're just a little bit snappy. Doesn't mean there's anything negative there. It can be that, things have picked up pace, a lot of change going on, and you're now trying to recalibrate after those changes. So I feel this card, it can be that you are kind of like trying to identify what it is that makes you annoyed or angry there. The fact that it says fury, it could be that, you know, you're really cross with someone. It could be that obvious. So let me just pull a card on this. Ooh, energy, we got the world. Yeah, okay. So because the Empress is there and not a gender-specific reading, this is an energy that I feel is connected to you. Well, I feel things are flourishing for you. Things are good for you on a personal level because we've got the world there. It could be something in terms of world events that just makes you so angry and frustrated. And you're like, how do we keep repeating the cycle? How are we not learning? How are we not coming together to be in unity? So I feel more than anything, it's like something in the world, okay? I'm just being given a song. One moment, please. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. Now, this song has come up before, I'm sure of it. So it's just my guides highlighting that actually it's something that perhaps makes you annoyed that's occurred in the world. But because we've got that Empress energy there, it can be that you're still nourishing yourself, that things are still okay for you, that you're in a solid position, you're in the right place at the right time. I feel like you're feeling grateful for where you're at right now, but you could be witnessing, because as you can see, the butterfly is over the Empress's eyes. So it could be something you see that is really changeable or volatile, and you're witnessing something in the world that you're just so upset or frustrated about, okay? Let's go a little bit deeper on that and remove the energy of the world there, because I feel like you're still very productive and on top of your goals. So it can be that you are summoning all of this energy within you to be passionate about what it is. You know, sometimes when we reach a certain level, we get a little bit bored. We get a little bit frustrated with ourselves. So it can be that energy that you're feeling a bit frustrated in and about this time of the year, and you're like, okay, I need to just summon all my strength to really like get out of the funk. So it could be that you're going through during this period. We've got the Two of Cups. Okay. I mean, the Two of Cups is really positive. So I feel whatever the fury or anger is, I mean, it could be connected to a person that you really care about or love. There could be a little bit of a conflict there, but nothing you can't resolve, because the world indicates things come full circle and get completed, and there is a synergy there, an olive branch as it were, minor frustrations in relationships, but I feel Two of Cups indicates, you know, things are good for you. There could be an agreement there. For some of you, something could be offered to you in the month of November there where you feel, excuse me, I'm worth more than that. Could be that you're a little bit like annoyed that someone offers you a deal or perhaps asks for your talents or your services, but says, you know what, I want mates rates, or I want a discount, or actually I want you to lower your prices. And you're like, what? No, price is the price. Reciprocity is the key. Balance. You want my product? Pay the price. You know, I feel there's an energy about that coming out in your month. I mean, Two of Cups is union. So I feel for some of you, not all of you, because I get an energy that the majority of you, whoever you're connecting to in terms of a high-level commitment, your family and friends kind of like the person, but there may be one person in your family who perhaps doesn't really get on with your person, but I feel eventually they will, you know, but they could initially butt heads, for example. Two of Cups is an agreement coming in for you, or it's friendship. It's, you know, you toasting something. These three cards indicate success, toasting an opportunity. But, you know, we've got the very kind of like volatile energy there where I feel it is connected more to the world. So I have to honor that energy that's coming through, and I will move on to your December. Now, I also feel like you're nourishing yourself, you know, really healthily in the month of November, by the way. But also I feel there is a slight frustration at yourself where you feel like you were tempted on something, but you didn't. But it could be that you think about that temptation and think, oh, I'm so annoyed that I nearly did it, but I didn't. Okay, so that's coming out there too. But as we move into, because the pressure is building here, we've gone to December, volcano. Okay, now volcano, you know, this could be that something is bubbling up inside, or that you are, relighting your fire for something, and suddenly, your passion erupts. When you think about a volcano, something from below the surface erupts, it comes to the surface, but it indicates you're in a position of power. So it could be that you're standing up for something during this time, but it also can indicate that you're reshaping your landscapes. This card is actually really positive. It means, that any heavy energy or hurts are being let go of. This is also a sign or an indication that if you argue with anyone in the month of November, you're not holding a grudge. There's an olive branch, things work out, everybody gets it all out there. But also this is about you kind of like releasing high energy to keep on top of your projects, or, really discover that great power within. I feel you have like friends in high places as well during this month. And we've also got building atoms. So it can be that you are creating new plans. Basically, you're tapping into that sense of power. You've established yourself at something, and now you are kind of like reviewing how far you've come, that you're leaving the year of 2025 on a really powerful note there, but also atoms indicates you're still building. You're still building your legacy. You're still focused on, being fluid in your decisions. The volcano is always active. Even when we say it's dormant, there's still stuff going on below the surface. So it can be that, there's a healthy part of you that's like taking some time behind the scenes to do things, but at the same time, like get out there and have fun. Very active month, I would say. Very sort of like, there's a word I want. It's not fizzy. What's that word I want? It's like flamboyance. It feels like you're getting out there having a lot of fun, but also this card, it literally means you're building upon everything that you've been doing this year, and that everything is connected. Even the good stuff and the negative stuff, everything's connected, and I feel like you see a synergy in that. I also feel like you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stagnant in your beliefs or your growth. And it's like you're tapping in deep to keep things moving forward in motion. Okay? That's literally what these two cards mean. It's like you're in a powerful position. You're still moving forward. And I feel like you're just building upon what you've accomplished. So you may be looking back on the year that you've had and thought, you know what? It required a lot of strength and a lot of energy to really transform my life, but things are coming together. You're in a powerful position. You're shining your light. You led with fire, passion, intensity, focus, dedication, and commitment, and you've reshaped your landscape. Remember, that hot molten lava, it actually solidifies into hard rock. So it can be that, you're creating something that you're really passionate about, and it's becoming solid for you to build upon. I mean, we may also see some sort of volcanic activity around about this time as well. But ultimately, on a personal level, I feel this is a very positive month for you, where you're seeing how strong you are and how you have done some really exciting stuff. The World card, end of a cycle. High Priestess, you trusted your intuition. You're growing. You're blossoming. You're thriving. Could also be a spiritual revelation that you have in this month, connecting to a deeper belief system. A lot of you, you're retiring this year, that's for sure. And it means a new pace. It means that you're keeping things moving forward, so you don't get stuck in, negative thoughts, or you don't get stuck in a cycle where you're doing the same thing every day. It means you're keeping variety there. I feel like you are, also with the world energy there, a lot of you are relocating, or you have relocated by this point, is what I feel. But I feel like you remained on target with your goals, and I feel like you were intuitive, and I feel instinctively you got to where you wanted to be. The World card always indicates you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunity. And, I feel that you're growing where you plant yourself this year. Anything else there? I'm also being given an energy of mentoring. So some of you may create a course online to mentor other people. Could be something that's passive income, second streams of income that's coming through. Maybe this is something you're aligning yourself with, or you complete that you've been doing throughout the year. I mean, a lot of you are traveling in the month of December as well. But it feels, because you got the World card, it's like a fresh new cycle. It's almost like, I gotta be honest with you, a lot of you, it's like you're kind of done with the year in sort of like September, and you're like having a fresh new start, almost like in October there for you, and then you're completing the cycle again. Yeah, fresh new start, Ace of Swords, brainstorming new ideas, new projects, you know, basically completing a cycle, but also preparing for a new one. I feel with this card, it indicates there's going to be lots of meaningful coincidences in this month. I feel like you're operating your life at a new level and everything's working out for your highest good. I feel also that things are happening with great speed and velocity for you in this month as well. So very busy month. I do see a lot of pressure. So it could be that you're trying to tie up loose ends, get projects finished, be on top of things so that you can have a vacation or have quality time with the people that you really care about. But also, I feel this card is giving major vibes of expect really positive things in this month. They're happening for your highest good. And I feel lots of excellent information comes your way as well to give you quick results, but also major breakthroughs as well. Let's go one more before we actually close your reading. Anything more my beautiful Aries needs to know about this particular month of December? Page of Wands. Yeah. Adventurous, bold, daring, thinking about the next part of your journey. You know, this card indicates you're on target with your sense of purpose. I would say there could be some really good information or news coming out in December. This is a big news month for you as well, but I feel like you're excited. I feel like you're in the flow. I feel like you found your purpose, and I feel like you're dreaming boldly because everything you put your mind to, I feel like you are accomplishing it. Yes, there's some bumps in the road. We all experience those, but I feel like you're, you know, having the power to overcome those things, and I feel like you are just remaining on target throughout the whole of the year. So, yeah, let's get some final cards before we close your reading. Now, of course, this is just like a general view of the energies that are available. A more detailed kind of description month by month comes out in the monthlies, of course. But I have to honor the energies of what come out and what to expect. I love this. Your first card and this card, our first teacher is our own heart. That's why you had big heart energy and messages throughout the whole of your reading. You know, I'm not surprised. It's like you're taking a breath and then you're listening to your heart and you're moving forward and everything is aligned with your heart. You're tapping into that heartbeat of the universe, the vibrational energy that attracts what you need and what you desire. And of course, we'll send some lessons along the way as well. But I do feel this is a big year for following your heart, accomplishing a lot of things. And sometimes that sense of pressure, it comes from the fact that you care so much. You know, we put ourselves under a lot of pressure because we care so much about the people in our lives or the things that we're connecting to. It's a big deal. You're a passionate sign. You're a fire element. You know, you're tenacious. You're goal-getting. You're goal-setting. You're dedicated. You're disciplined. You're talented. You're successful and brave. All of those aspects, it can be a lot to run your life, and it feels like a lot of pressure sometimes. But those pressures lead to rewards, and I feel like you're about that this year. We've also got self-reflection. Steer your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in a healthy direction, especially since we've got that pressurized kind of energy in November there. We've got solitude, soul-searching, and wisdom. Okay, this is about identifying your trigger points as well, so that you don't have a quick reaction or reach for a quick fix to undo all the good work that you've been doing throughout the year on yourself and your life there. We're just going to get some final cards. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? Okay, so we have: you will be surrounded by people with different agendas. It may scare you away, but fight it. You've got this. Okay, so I definitely see you're facing a fear. This could be to do with a person, but you're facing a fear in the month of September. I feel like you've got this. You're equipped with all the resources to steer your 2025 in the right direction. We've got let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. Sometimes we have to let go. You've got that Five of Cups right at the beginning. Let go. The universe wants to send you something better. Okay? We've also got don't stop living your life because of someone else. This could be someone you're turning your back on or outgrowing in this year, but I do see the most important people to you, you're keeping with you, and I feel, that there is a camaraderie and, a deep understanding between each other there in your friendships and relationships. We've also got a detour is available to you right now that can be a benefit. So this could be the detour month, August, the plot twist month for you there, but it's going to be of benefit. You may not see how it's going to benefit you. This is something that's a major message that's coming out for you, but it will benefit you. And finally, we've got don't soothe your pain with momentary pleasures. That's why you got that message as well. Sometimes I'll do the reading and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know where this reading's going. My guides are giving me messages. I'm feeling the energy. I'm seeing images and I'm like, I got to give you what I see. Okay, so there's a big energy here about trigger points, connecting to toxicity, temptations. Don't soothe your pain with momentary pleasures. So that's a big thing for you to be mindful of this year. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, we've only got one button. And we've got the rose. Okay, so roses connect to sweet reward, but they do have the thorns, which means sometimes something hard to do is actually very rewarding. Also, it's hard to blossom, and I feel like you're doing a lot of soul searching this year and doing a lot of deep thinking and blossoming, and I feel there's a lot of personal growth there, but that can be hard too. I feel like you're protected in all your endeavors. Also, I'm getting an energy that something is ripe for the picking this year, something that you will remember forever, something you did. So this is something that will leave a legacy there as well. What else am I getting about? Yeah, a lot of you, there's a lot of romance. It could be that you're romancing your life or falling back in love with your life, for example. But I see there's a lot of romance available to you this year as well. This could be you meeting someone new who's your soulmate, or indeed, deepening your connection with your person. Some of you, if you've been with your person for a long time, I feel there's an energy this year of them suggesting that you renew your vows. And maybe even I just get an energy of relocating or traveling together, okay? A big change for you both, but you're in it together, whatever the change is. So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Aries. I hope something resonates in that reading. Very complex for you all, so it may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor what comes out there. Also, if you'd like to be with the opportunity to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is visualize the world, the globe, the earth, okay, and surround it in a golden healing light, because I feel like we're really going to need it this year. That's all I ask of you, and please put in the comments box below an emoji of an earth and an emoji of a heart, and if you don't have access to that, then just write heart and earth there, and I'll enter you into the competition to win a free personal reading from me, and I will be drawn to a winner's name, a subscriber's name, and it has to be a subscriber, weirdly, because if you put your name down to enter the competition, I can't find your name unless you're subscribed. Really random. I'm not just trying to tout for people to, subscribe to my channel. It's basically, when I've looked before, I couldn't find names because they're not subscribers, so I can only lock into a person's name as a subscriber. Even if you're like user 12345, if you're subscribed, I can still find that, 12345 sort of account. So I'll just leave it like that, but I will announce the winner in February. Okay, so thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.